Hey guys, hello. And you know what to do. Before you start watching this video, you know I always bring the good stuff. Please like and subscribe, please like and subscribe. And also remember I have the Laws of Enchantress page on YouTube and also Facebook. So I came to talk about on the unfortunate passing of Nipsey Hussle. And I think even in the darkest cloud, there can be a brilliant silver lining. I know a lot of us, we talk about leveling up, we talk about upgrade. Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. We talk about so many different things, but we can't do anything without money. Okay, so anybody telling you to do this, do that, you need money. Money is the root, in my opinion, of the solutions for Black people. And whether you're a Black man, whether you're a Black woman, this is a message that we need to hear. But the problem is that a lot of the pathways to get to economics are not owned by us. A lot of the pathways to actually get into economics, we don't have command of. And it's not making excuses, it's just a fact. The stock market, oil, gas, energy, all the big industries like defense and stuff like that. But there is a pathway. There is a clear-cut pathway that is not as complicated as you think. First of all, the pathway is me and you. You see how you're watching me right now? You see how you're actually listening to me? You never met me. You turn on a computer. Social media and social connection has revolutionized the way we connect and talk to each other. And with that connection comes endless possibilities to build wealth, to have a business. Even the way you do classic businesses like, investing and real estate has been completely transformed because we have this new social network. Unfortunately, especially for some of us, we don't use this social network the way we should. We get on here, we got drama, we got foolishness, we got videos, twerk, twerk, twerk. We're not doing what we have to do. And the reason why I'm saying that to you is because I don't think many of us are unaware. And what really attracted me to talk about Nipsey Hussle is that he was actually aware of this. He actually was interested and he was going forward with STEM, which is the scientific, research. Hey, Michaela. And a lot of people don't understand how important science and actual technology is going to be. In the next 50 years, a big portion of our jobs are going to be automated. And before you think that's not going to affect me, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a doctor, they already have robotic surgery with Da Vinci. And that plane that, unfortunately, the plane that crashed the other day, a big reason was because the system was computerized. And they're actually planning in the next 25 to 40 years to make planes unmanned. Right now in my town, in New York City, if you come to JFK, we have an unmanned train. We have something called the air train that takes you throughout the entire airport, which is massive, and takes you all the way 35 minutes away to Jamaica, Queens. And that train has no driver. So already we're beginning to see automation. So what does that mean, especially for African American people? That means you need to build wealth. The reason why relationships don't work, the reason why so many marriages don't work, the reason why everything is the center for economics. So exactly, thank you, Morshi. And the beauty is there's so many pathways. I don't think Black people know this, especially my sisters. The richest man in the world, the richest man on the planet, which is Jeff Bezos, even with the divorce, it hasn't gone through yet, but even with the divorce, he'll still be making bank. He's worth 4 times more than the other, hey Vera, he's worth 4 times more than the other CEOs underneath him. The richest man in the world was born of a 15-year-old unwed mom and a deadbeat dad. So Jeff Bezos, the owner and CEO of Amazon, came from an unwed 15-year-old teenage mom with no dad. And the reason why I'm saying that is it is possible, it is completely possible to come from poverty and become wealthy. And you might say, oh, he is white. It doesn't matter. His mom gave birth, teenage pregnancy, deadbeat dad at the age of 15. So it is very possible for you to build wealth. And that's why it's really important for you to understand that. And he took matters into his own hands. So Building wealth is not for everyone. Some people need to go to work and punch the clock. Some people don't have the discipline. Some people don't have the passion and the consistency. That's the first thing I want to say. Secondly, to me, that's the only pathway for us, especially if you're African American. Even if you have a great job, you should have several different forms of income. You must diversify yourself to secure yourself in the economic market, because if you lose your job, even if you got the best job, even the most average American can't survive, Forbes magazine said, about 3 to 4 months with no check. Most people would be in poverty. So if we know that, and we know we're higher risk for layoffs, close downs, we need to do other things. But what does that mean? The first thing you want to do is start teaching your children to stop being children. And what does that mean? Stop woo, woo, woo. The top tech companies were created by people under 25. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and these men were billionaires before they were 25. And we use these things and think nothing of it. We need to be creative in terms of social technology. Hey, Deb. So that's what I admire about him, that he had an emphasis on STEM. So I know his passing was very sad, and my condolences to his family and his children. But one thing we can do is actually use this. Hey, how you doing? Is use this. How can we do this? And for my sisters, everybody's telling you level up, level up. Well, if you want to go to the gym, if you want new clothes, if you want new makeup, new shoes, if you want to go to a therapist, no matter what you need to do, economics matters. If you want to have a healthy family function, economics matter. A healthy marriage, economics matters. But so many of us feel like we don't have it in our hands, when actually we do. The most important thing is start teaching your children from teenagers, yes, teenagers, how to be entrepreneurs. Instead of making them be, AKA, slave labor for Burger King, McDonald's, Popeyes, because that's what I call it, okay? For Burger King, McDonald's, that's what I call it. Actually teach your children to start a business, and it's not that hard. If you want more information, you can go to the SBA. The SBA is the Small Business Association. They give absolutely free business advice, business lectures, and actually will help you to set up a business from scratch. Every single state, even Samoa, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, has an SBA office. And the bigger your city, the more SBA office. It's called Small Business Association. A lot of us don't take advantage of it because we just don't know. So it's really imperative, that's right, Michaela, to teach your children. When I was getting my real estate license right here in New York a couple of years ago, I was the oldest person in the class. And I'm not that old. I saw a lot of, Jewish 18, 19, 20, very young guys in the classroom, because they make sure their kids go there and get that education. Super young with the yarmulke and the curls. I was like, holy crap. But we tell our kids at 18, 19, you're still a kid. We have to instill that, because even if they get a job, they have to be diversified. You cannot go forward in this economy the next 10 years. The most important thing is teaching entrepreneurship, and especially to men, because you want them to be providers and leaders, and you don't want them to feel insecure, but there's so many things you can do. Teach them about entrepreneurship, how to take control. Even if they want to become a doctor, lawyer, teach them how to turn that career into an entrepreneurship, into their own practice, and write books, do stuff, because social media has changed the world. You got Facebook that makes billions. You got Instagram that makes billions. You got Snapchat that makes billions. You got, what else? Twitter that makes billions. And the fact is, we as African Americans, we spend a lot on social media without actually thinking about it. So it's really important to get people into entrepreneurship and business planning, but teaching the children from young. And if you teach your children about business management, when you are educated, even if you do what I call the school of hard knocks, when it's educated and you teach your children about generational wealth, you teach your children about legacy, okay? We teach your children about that. You don't have to worry about the frivolous crap, because when you are 21 years old, running Facebook, making billions, you don't have to worry. It's been a proven fact that once you get into a certain, mindset, look at the people that make mad money. One person that I admire that people get mad at me is Jay-Z. I don't care what you got to say. A lot of black, oh, I don't like him. I don't care who you like. I'm not going to be mad at anybody that grew up in the projects and damn near a billionaire. Y'all need to watch how he moved. I know Jay-Z had a lot of women. I'm not stupid. But you never seen Jay-Z with duck, 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 goose. He didn't have all these little Jay-Z nuggets running around. Watch him. You may not like him, but he was very focused on that money. He only had children when he got married. He's dead serious about building his legacy. He's not a perfect man, but I'm going to respect any man that came from the projects, that came from nothing, no networking, no connections, no silver spoon, no kids all over the place, no different baby mamas, and really focused on building his empire. So he may be flawed, but I'm not going to talk about nobody that is almost worth $1 billion, and you came from Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, not too far from where I grew up in East New York. I think some people don't understand. That area was like a dungeon. Like if you made it out of that area, it was that bad. You're talking about on 4th of July, they'd be licking shots on the apartment building. New Year's Eve, you got to lay your ass on the ground. People are shooting crackheads, this and that. You're talking about the 80s, 90s, one of the worst. So you got to know when to focus on the good stuff and learn from the good stuff. And I would like to learn how you move in an avenue of snakes. It's not easy. Look what happened to Nipsey Hussle. It's not easy to move through. So I'm not going to, there's a lot of golden nuggets. Let his wife deal with whatever, if it's even real, let his wife deal with that. That's one more opportunity we need to focus on. We don't know how to focus on shit. We focus on Moschino, Versace, Saks, Bloomingdale's. We focus on the luxury shopping, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like shopping too. We focus on the external things, but we don't know how to focus on the real things, just the problems. But nobody wants solutions, and the real solution is economics. But underneath economics is entrepreneurship. And you don't have to have a whole bunch of money. You can start so many businesses as long as you're doing it with integrity. Hey Kia, as long as you're giving a product that has sincerity and you're improving somebody's life. If your child's good at math, they can be a math tutor. If you're good at watching kids, you can open up your own daycare center. Some states like mine actually finance you and give you money. If you're good at any type of hobby, you can teach arts and crafts. There's so many things you can do and actually start that business for yourself. And we have to get into that mindset because that's the pathway. Steve Jobs wasn't born rich and he made Apple. Bill Gates wasn't born rich and we know Bill Gates made Microsoft. Warren Buffett, stock market. So there's so many things that you can do, but you need to instill it into your children. And you got to teach them also about family, generational wealth. You got to teach the men being leaders in their household. So many men don't want to do this because they don't know how. And that's why they're running away from responsibility, because they literally can't manage it. And as you can see, when you have the modern woman trying to be Wendy Williams or trying to be, whoever, trying to be the man's role. So you need to open up more needs-based. So I will tell you the top places that African Americans spend their money, because it's a no-brainer. If you look at the Nielsen report, it literally shows you where we spend money. You might want to open businesses within that realm because your chances for success will be great. The next thing that's amazing, especially for African Americans, is that you don't have to have a brick and mortar. You don't have to open a physical building and pay light and stuff. You can run a lot of your business successfully from your home and computers thanks to social media. Literally, you can start on Instagram. Do you know how many stars got started on Instagram with fitness, with health, and modeling? Ducky Thought, Brittany Babe, all these people that literally 10 years ago, this would not be possible. And I know we can't stand her, and I can't stand her neither, but Kylie Jenner, she's not self-made, but she got mad free exposure off of Instagram. A lot of people don't know her cosmetics are not sold in the store. This female, as fake as she is, she has not one commercial. She has full exposure from Instagram and that crappy show. But Instagram took her stuff to the next level. Same thing with Fashion Nova. So you as a black person have a lot of opportunity. You can still keep your day job and then experiment on the side. So What's interesting is this: there are 12 practical steps to building wealth. Okay? So the first thing is know how much you need to spend. I don't care how much you're making. Every week you get your paycheck, you want to take out, a certain amount of savings, but you can't do that. So don't be scared. I know a lot of us, I used to be like that, wait for that text message to come to see how hard my Friday night and how hard my Saturday night hit my checkbook. You don't gotta do that. If you estimate how much you spend, you can put aside savings. You can put aside, say, stuff you gotta pay, and then you can, if you have anything left over, you can try to invest with that, depending on what makes you do. Typically, you should save about 20% of your income, and we're not talking about any type of gimmick. We're talking about long-term wealth. 20% of your income. Okay? So what you should also do is try to meticulously track your expenses. We're in the app world, okay? Some of y'all younger than me, get into apps. There's so many apps that track your expenses. See where you waste money. I used to see I was spending like $300 at Starbucks. I was spending mad money on lattes, pumpkin spice. I had no idea. And you may say you're being cheap. Stop being so eager to put your money in other people's businesses that would not spit on your business if it was on fire. Okay? Starbucks, the CEO, I'm not crazy about him. We need to start understanding spending power is power. Okay? There's always a lot of arguments. Spending power is not real wealth. Nobody who spends is accruing wealth, whether you're Bill Gates or Connie Walker, because once you spend, that money leaves your pockets and go into a business. But if you spend strategically, if I buy a real estate license, if I buy an esthetician license, if I buy a cosmetology license, if I get some type of certification where I can use that to make a business, that's a different type of spending. That's a spending that has a prospective to have a return for an investment. So it's different, okay? So next thing is you want to eliminate live debt. There's two different kinds of debt. There's dead debt and there's live debt. Dead debt is anything that's on your credit report. I hate to tell you, even if you pay it, it doesn't go. Once dead debt hits your credit report, it's there for however long your state allows it legally. I think in New York, I think it's like 7 years. So what you want to do is pay off your alive debt that still has an active account in good standing. Once that dead debt gets to your your account, there's nothing much you can do for it. But even if you pay it off, it really doesn't change your credit score. So that's debt, okay? The next thing you want to do is make sure you're not over investing in temporary shelter. Yes, 7 years. Thank you, Deb. See, I love my members. I love you, Deb. So what I mean by temporary shelter, I'm from Manhattan. I'll be honest with you. Hey, Amber, I have been foolish and lived in places just to show off. Yeah, that's right. I live on 78th and, I live right next to the museum. Yeah, that's right. I live in Flatiron. I used to love to like apartment hop when I was much, much younger, make a nice salary, just to be able to tell people, yeah, that's right. I live on 23rd. And don't do that. I'm not saying you got to live with Freddy Krueger and Chucky, but don't overdo your investment for a temporary roof over your head. Find a compromise, okay? Don't live in the most expensive part just to brag. Or you have to remember, you don't own that. Every single dollar goes in somebody's pocket. You're paying somebody's college tuition. You're paying somebody's boob job. You're paying for someone's Lexus. You're paying for somebody's Bugatti. Real talk, okay? So you want to make sure you balance that, okay? The next thing is, get rid of your bad habits. I had a lot of bad habits and I wasn't able to accrue any type of wealth because I was just giving money away, lending money to people, black land, you never get it back, just buying frivolous things, not saving money where I could have, where it wasn't a big difference, and everything adds up. People who are wealthy are very careful where they spend their dollars. Don't listen to the rap videos and the money to the air. I have dealt with extremely wealthy people in my career, and they were the most frustrating assholes I've ever dealt with because I was like, God, you got more money than me. Why are you driving me crazy? We had clients from different companies that we had to entertain because we're trying to build a network and this and that within the corporation, and we go out to dinner and it's not comped, but They literally are spending 50, 60 minutes, like a whole damn hour to read a menu because they're that friggin' cheap. So if you ever spend time around certain demographics, certain wealthy people can be extremely frugal. They have to tell you that's not true so you could spend, put your dollars in their business and they get rich. So I'm not saying for you to suffer and not be fresh, but there's so many things you can do to save money. You like name brand clothing, go to Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, Saks, Neiman Marcus online. Normally, Thursdays to Fridays are the best time to catch sales. Go straight to the sale. That's one of the best things you can do. Try to get your designer clothing online, easier shopping, more stock, and a lot of times online have very competitive because e-commerce is extremely competitive. So try to get your clothing online at your favorite stores versus going into the physical store when 9 to 10 times things cost more. And you got to deal with the girl with the attitude. The next thing is set daily goals. Don't be scared to set a number. A lot of people don't know that $84,000 a month is $1,000,000 a year. A lot of people don't believe in their capacity to make money because they never really broke down the number of how it would look. How much is $1,000,000 a week? How much is $1,000,000 a month? How much is $1,000,000? You want to add it up so you can break that down, and then it can kind of start pushing you in the right direction of things that can be profitable. For example, if I know I want to make $1,000,000 and my goal is $84,000 a month, you just shrunk a lot of careers. And there's a lot of things you can do to get that, but you literally have narrowed down and kicked out. You ain't gonna get that doing social work, no offense. You ain't gonna get that being a secretary, no offense. More than likely, it's gonna be some type of entrepreneurship. And with that type of bottom line, more than likely it might be something online or e-commerce or some type of investment. So that's the good thing, is to get comfortable with your number. The next thing is manage your time effectively. Treat your time like gold. I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself because I watch Game of Thrones and I'll be dressed like the mother of dragons on April 14th. I don't want to hear it. I will be Daenerys, team Targaryen. That's who I'm rooting for the throne. But anyway, you could do the 20, 80%. 80% of your time could be dedicated to investing, researching, networking, socializing. If you dedicate 80% of your time and you start connecting, 9 to 10 times you're going to increase your wealth as you saturate and enrich your circle. Enrich your goddamn circle. Stop spending time listening to drama and bullcrap. Because as you're talking and heckling, the people who are concentrating, focusing, and going forward, I promise you, they will have the last laugh. Karma is real. So stop focusing, especially my black people, on the drama. It's not good. You don't know how life, you don't know how long life is. Life is not promised. Really get online and learn. You get jealous and you complain about this and that, but the people who are making it, they're making it because they're concentrating. I watch them. They don't have time for bull crap. They're never on here. You're never going to see a Jewish person on YouTube with a yarmulke and curls, but like, yeah, I'm going to meet you down at yeshiva. Watch when I catch you at the synagogue. I'm going to smack you with that Torah. You don't really see that. And they're some of the most wealthiest people on this earth with a tiny demographic. We make excuses, this and that, but the fact is they're networking, they're a collective, and they're very strategic. You can't be strategic if you're trying to throw your yarmulke at people. You can't be strategic. Yo, next time I see you, son, I'm pulling strings out your pocket, son. Watch, watch, watch. Brooklyn, Brooklyn. That's Williamsburg, son. Williamsburg. No. So we have to accept that there's going to be discrimination, all kinds of craziness in the world, but there's a lot of possibilities if you focus yourself. We are not focused. We like drama. We like negativity. I'm going to tell you to go on a negativity diet and watch your world get better. Cut out the dead weight. There's a lot of ridiculousness. And don't listen to people that tell you how better you should be without them actually offering you a solution. Get away from the trauma bonding. It's 2019. So the next thing is, all right, add value to your life, okay? Add value means having people in your life who are aligned with your values. Why do you think a lot of wealthy people have smaller circles? Because smaller circles are concentrated on their goals and support them. So even if the person is broke and they don't got money, it doesn't matter. If their energy is aligned with yours, or if they're supportive, or they make you feel amazing, that's good. Preferably, I like you to align with people who will push you and motivate you. But you really can't add value to your life with people who are constantly taking out of your life. I'm going to tell you a secret. And it's one of my favorite secrets. I actually talk about this in my Laws of Enchantress program, which is a program for relationships and self-love, self-healing for Black women. And I also have my twin flame for all women, because people annoyed me about why is it only Black women. But I'm going to tell you a secret. Your mouth has power. This mouth right here has power. A lot of our Black person's talent is they damn mouth. We can talk, we can sing, we can rap, we do speeches. We have a very vibrational mouth. And with a great vibrational mouth comes great vibrational responsibility. But some of us don't take it serious. I kid you not. Your mouth is your wealth, your health, your poverty, your mouth. And if you don't know how to control your mouth will control you. The things you say cannot be taken back anymore. Social media is real. You say things on here, even if you delete the video, it goes on forever. And not only that, on a spiritual vibrational, I don't care if you Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, I don't care if you're Native American, Yoruba, I don't care if Oshan, whatever you pray to, I don't care if you're agnostic or atheist, or I don't care. Scientifically, your words have a vibrational frequency. Everything is vibrational. That's how the internet is working. That's how the wireless is working. It's bouncing up and down to satellites. Science has proven there's some type of consciousness. So when you're constantly talking about negativity, Morshi, exactly. Of course, when you're constantly talking about negativity, when you're constantly being negative, or you take joy in consistently dragging, humiliating, doing this and that, you may say, oh, Connie, you just mad because it happened. Nope. It's something called a spiritual debt. And when you write that check, you better be prepared to cash it. If you deposit goodness in that spiritual bank, don't worry, you're going to get blessings. You can do a nice, beautiful withdrawal. But that check will cash itself eventually. I don't care who you are. Sometimes you see things happening to people consecutively fucked up, and you're like, damn, I feel sorry for so-and-so. No, sometimes this person, they paying their debt. They paying their debt. So, so you really have to, that's a funny one. You really have to watch what you say. Your words can be uplifting. Your words can change your life. Speak more of what you want. You want to be a happy person? Talk about your happiness. You want health? Talk about your health. Wealth, anything that you want to achieve, try to live, eat, and breathe it. What do you think happened with Amazon? What do you think happened with Microsoft? What do you think happened with Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat? You think they was up in Microsoft? Yeah, I'm going to catch you at Dell, son. That's right. Microsoft. What? You're not going to see Bill Gates pressing his 2 fingers on Warren Buffett's head, but I'm going to catch you outside. You don't see that. You don't see, Steve Jobs versus, what's the other kid? Mark Zuckerberg. These people are very focused on their money, on their family. They're focused. And when they come online, they're eager to learn. They read books. They get up at 5 a.m. They have a strategy, and they drop the dead weight. I'm not saying these people are perfect. I am pretty sure behind closed doors, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, all these rich guys, self-made billionaires, I'm sure they got drama, but they don't put stuff out there. Because when you do, it's vibrational. I'm telling you, nobody listens to me. I've been studying the law of attraction for over 15 years. I am a certified advanced law of attraction practitioner with Dr. Joe Vitale. I've taken courses with Abraham Hicks, Hay House, and I'm telling you, the law of attraction could change the entire community. Consciousness is real. Subconsciousness is real. But people don't want to hear that because, shit, if I actually got to pay attention to the fucked up things I say, I might have to take accountability. Oh, snap. If I actually have to be careful and be wary of things that come back to me. So a lot of people who are weak and lack self-responsibility, lack accountability, they'll tell you karma is fake, law of attraction is fake, vibration is fake, you fake, I'm fake, this is not even real, this is an illusion, I'm a mirage, because they cannot take accountability. It's blame, blame, blame. Give, give, give. So you really have to understand that's the secret. You speak life into your life. You speak life into anything. That's right. That's right. SM, I see you there. So you have to avoid the dead weight. And the way you avoid the dead weight is whenever you get in proximity, because there's a lot of lies out there, a lot of fake people, a lot of scams, even in business. When you go out there, even in networking, when you go out there, when you try to do a business with somebody, you try to network, get that contract. When you go out there, who do you listen to? People got a nice Versace suit, Armani, her weave look nice, his car is shiny. How do I decipher? You listen with your heart and your soul. How people make you feel. When you walk away from any conversation, are you motivated? Are you empowered? Do you feel a little bit better? Are you smiling? Does it uplift you, even the slightest? You have to understand how people make you feel is who they are. If people make you feel angry, I don't give a whatever. If they're constantly making you angry, that's who they are. If they're constantly making you feel anxious, that's who they are. If they're constantly making you feel nervous, that's who they are. And I'm not saying you can't be normal, but sometimes I meet people, especially as an HR person, and another manager will come to me, Connie, I can't stand this person. I can't stand her at all. She's a bitch. Then another manager will come to me, I don't like this person. So I'm hearing so many people complaining about an associate before I even get to meet them. I meet the associate, none of my radars go up. So I do my observation. She's talking to me, everything sounds fine. It doesn't really blend with what people have been telling me. So then I start to watch the managers. And that train is never late. That train is always on time. A lot of people are observing you through insecurity, through paranoia. A lot of people are observing you through their trauma. So always do your own self-observation. People have different experiences, different vibrations, and many people, men and women, are limited by their own experiences on how they see the world or their philosophy. So you really don't want to rob yourself. You deserve to have your own experience and trust your vibration, not your insecurity, not your trauma, not your pain, your actual vibration. In order to trust that, you have to have a healing. You have to have a positivity, because you can't trust yourself if yourself is crazy. If you're basing it off the fact that you got hurt in 1902, or you're basing it off the fact when you was in 3rd grade, somebody cut your hair off. No, you really have to have a healthy sense of self and be a balanced person. You can't trust your instincts if you're crazy. You can't trust your instincts if you're not balanced. So really sit down and when you walk away from a conversation, especially if you have consistent interaction, does that person make you feel happy? Do they make you feel invigorated? Do they make you feel like, yeah, I could come out here, I can do this, I can get that? If they really don't do that, you have to ask yourself, what are you getting from this interaction? But so many people like to trauma bond. They love clicks. They like to feel down. They're friggin' stupid. Everybody in your life is supposed to make you a better person, make you feel better, do better, make even an inch, make you laugh. Shit, I'll take a joke, make you smile. But if they're always just all about them, or they're just using you, or they're an opportunist, or I don't care if you've been around them. I don't care in any proximity. Even if you're watching my channel. If you're watching my channel and you watch my videos and you feel my videos don't do shit for you, don't follow me. I don't deserve you to follow me. I want you to watch my videos, and every time you watch it, you can learn something. You can apply something. Even if it's a drop in the friggin' bucket, I am passionate about making your life better. And not just talking and complaining. Hey, Soul Sessions. But actually inviting you to believe in yourself and your dreams and get away from the drama. Because there's so many people. That's the only way they can connect to you. That's the only way they can engage you. They can't have an intelligent conversation. They can't motivate you with their accomplishments in their life. There's so many people like Wendy Williams that can only make a title for herself if they're dragging someone. So let me just plug in my computer. I have my kitty cat water fountain down here, but I think my cat is going to allow me to plug this in. So it's really important for you to pay attention to how people make you feel. Because if you want to be a successful business person, if you're not able to decipher, okay, Vera, you know what, Vera? I'm going to answer your question, Vera. Okay? This is something my mother taught me. My mother's been happily married for over 40 years to my amazing father. I have like the black, Morticia and Gomez Adams. They're still kissing over each other. I get a lot of great advice. My mother's a golden chest of advice. So I'm going to tell you something, Vera. I teach this in my Laws of Enchantress program. It's a self-healing, self-love, self-empowerment and program. And it led to a lot of marriages. I have about like 4 to 5 girls getting married. I got engaged, taking my own program in under 10 months to my wonderful fiance, Jason. And I'm actually going to be the maid of honor in Leah Love Sleater. She actually took the Laws of Enchantress program. She has her own online dating program, and she's getting married this April 14th. I didn't mean to do that. What I mean by that is self-love is one of the most attractive things about a woman. And you really can't understand it until you love yourself. And I thought I did, but I did not. So when I was taking all this feminine coaching, feminine courses, I had no idea unless a year later, the program would be still continuing. And we have all these amazing ladies going to Egypt, going to Jamaica. Like, you should see the Laws of Enchantress program. Women are just loving themselves and buying their first Chanel bag, buying their first Louis Vuitton bag in Paris. So it's like a magical experience. So if you're interested in that, it's different. But let me tell you something, Vera. I don't teach cutting people off. I don't teach that. As a life coach, an HR director, as someone who worked with me for 20 years, I don't teach that. You know why? Because if you're doing the right thing, and this is for you, Vera, if you're doing the right thing, if you're invested in your future, if you're invested in your happiness, you don't have to cut people off. Energetically, you should not be aligned. For instance, when I got engaged, a lot of people were jealous. I just have to say it. A lot of people that I thought were my friends were so upset that I was able to actually say what I was going to do, better my life, find the love of my life, get spoiled, get pampered, and have this amazing guy, just really be enchanted with me. And not only that, other areas of my private life started to get much, much better because it's one source energy, which means if you're happy in one area of your life, if it's sincere, it might flow. So I didn't have to do anything to cut those people off. Absolutely anything. Because I was so into my happiness, into my relationship. I was traveling, opened different businesses, eventually energetically. Okay, I see you back, Morshi. Eventually and energetically, you will not be aligned with those people. Once you're on a pathway, if you have to manually cut somebody off, what I want to challenge you and say is, why are you still in their proximity? Why are you still in their vicinity? If you're 100% focused on yourself, on your goals, or whatever it is, you don't have to put that energy. I'm cutting you off. Normally when people say that, they're looking for some type of connectivity to that person, some type of acknowledgement from that person, some type of reaction. So they're not really cut off because they're still kind of connected because they care. If you really cut somebody off, you don't really have to do it. Just do what you're gonna do. If you're gonna go to law school, I gotta cut these street niggas off. For what? If you're going to Brooklyn Law School and you spending your time in the dorm and you about that life, you don't have to do anything. Natural things will fall. The cream will rise to the top. But unfortunately, a lot of people are fake and they're still lurking. They're still looking. They want a reaction. It's kind of like the boyfriend that announces, I'm breaking up with my girlfriend, and he still got you on Facebook. He still got you on Instagram. He won't block you. Did he really cut you? Nah, he's still not. So my advice to you is put every piece of your energy into your success. Write down your goals, organize it. Make a plan, get a calendar, get a planner, put that shit in Siri. Hey Siri, can you make sure you call me? Can you make sure you wake me up at 10 a.m. so I can go to the gym? Hey Siri, make sure I do that 3 p.m. podcast. If you are so engrossed in your life and bettering your life, you don't got time to cut people off. You got time to cut people off when you're not doing what you said you was doing and you still in a proximity. You got time to cut people off when you're still connected to them by choice. Because I have never, since I've been born, had to physically cut somebody off. Never. I don't go out and make an announcement. To me, cutting somebody off is when you tell them formally, I am cutting you off. Absolutely not necessary. I'll block your number, I'll block you on Facebook, I'll block you on Instagram, and just keep it moving. But for me to have an actual confrontation, that means I'm looking for some type of reaction. That means I still care on some level. So don't put your time and energy into that. Put your time and energy into continuing your life getting better. Now back to building wealth. Thank you for the question. Well, with Vera, that's a good question because you can't build wealth, raise your children for entrepreneurship, talk to your children about legacy building, generational wealth. You really can't focus if you're getting all over the drama. So don't bother with that. The next thing about wealth, especially for black women, and why I say black women, because some of the top things that we do with our dollars are geared towards black women, like makeup, hair, perfume, fashion. All right. So what does that mean? That means we should be building multiple streams of passive income. Anybody who's serious about getting rich needs to build multiple streams of passive income. So passive income means you make something, you sell something, it starts running on itself. Next, you make something, you sell something, or you do something with minimal input. What makes a lot of black people poor is that they spend way too much hours into a job that doesn't really pay well, or even if it does, you still need you need multiple income, but you really can't do it if you're spending 60, 70 hours at one job. So passive income is incredibly important when it comes to amassing wealth. So simply put, you need to generate your income on autopilot if you want to create considerable net worth. So there's a number of passive income generating ideas that you can implement. Some of the most popular involve real estate, dividend income for those that can afford the high cost entry into these fields. Generating, you can start by doing a blog, create digital products, ebooks, courses, tutorials. You can give podcasts, seminars. You can start teaching online to foreign countries because that's popular. Run your own business, open a dog business, dog grooming. This you could do a lot. You could open your own business from your house. Like I have a friend that lives in a bougie neighborhood, and she lost her job and she decided to do her own laundry pickup service. So she actually lives in an apartment complex, which is really nice. I hope they don't catch her, but she started advertising on Facebook and social media and Instagram, just in that area, that she'll come to your house, pick up the laundry, weigh the laundry and stuff. And she makes a shitload of money because Manhattan, if you're familiar with Manhattan, we really don't have washer and dryers in our apartments. So she has a massive apartment on the outskirts that has them old school washing machines. So she basically spends her time doing that with other people washing machines. Nobody notices for now, God willing. But she makes a couple thousand a week just doing that because she washes it, she folds it, and she returns it back. She charges them for drop off and pick up, and then also color coding and stuff like that. Sometimes people ask her to come in and pack out. She charges for that as well if you want her to pack it out. She did that from nothing, from absolutely nothing. So there's always ways. Once you focus on the fact and start flowing with the energy that you can have that, there's always ways. And one thing is exploit what you know. What I mean by exploit, be a savage with your known skills. Sometimes people are nurses, doctors, teachers. It doesn't matter what you are. More than likely, if you know a certain skill set, you're not maximizing it. So for instance, if you're an English teacher, are you writing course books online? Are you selling your English tutoring skills? Are you tutoring college students? Are you actually doing everything you can with that skill set to profit from it and market it? So it's very good to use what you know. So for example, I was talking to a girl on Instagram and she was a nurse practitioner. And she was telling me that she started to do lip injections and she's making almost $1 million a year. She lives in Florida. I didn't know that non-doctors can do lip injections. A lot of nurses don't know there's a lot of injectable procedures you can do. If you are a nurse, a registered nurse, you can even do fat removal. I didn't know that. In New York State, you can. You can do liposuction. I was like, oh shit, really? You know how many nurses I know struggling busting their ass. You know how many black nurses I know who back get messed up because they picking up kids and they working 7 days a week. They got a fucked up schedule. I had no idea that you can do plastic surgery procedures and not be a medical doctor. So I'm not saying to go and kill people, but there's a lot of nurse practitioners doing cool sculpting, liposuction. Then you got nurses who have a career in nutrition. You don't even have to be a licensed nutrition. You can actually go and get a certificate, and you actually could do better than the personal trainers who actually didn't go to school for anything. They just pass a test and they're training people with no nutritional background. I know every single nurse takes courses on nutrition. You can't become a nurse without knowing basic nutrition. So you can feel good that you're giving your customer, good things. So I know nurses that have done nutritional training, nutritional guides. They sell nutritional stuff on Instagram, holistic. They get into holistic stuff. You can just really just go hard and tear your skill set apart. And that way you can diversify your skill set and diversify that into passive income. Because the nurses I know who are doing personal training, they do it online. It's on Instagram. Some of them are working out and they put the little link and you can buy their training, their fitness, their workouts, their recipes. Some nurses do specialties. You got nurses doing liposuction. So that's a great example. But every single skill set, I don't care what it is you do for a living, you're not thinking hard enough because you can do at least several different things, turn it into passive income, or at the very least diversify. Okay? So the thing is that you can't get rich working for someone else. I've done a lot of research. You guys know I'm a big Tide nerd. I love Wolverine. I love Beast. I love my comic books. I'm probably the only girl who collects comics. I love Vegeta. I love Goku. I watch Dragon Ball Z still, and I'm a grown-ass woman. I love to be a nerd. I have not found anybody that was in the top 25 richest or self-made billionaire that worked for someone else. So the main thing is you have to get off the idea of working for someone else. I'm not saying to walk away from your job, but if you want to have real wealth, you got to start doing it bit by bit. Okay? Oh, you like Vegeta? I like Vegeta. Will he make him win a fight all this time? Poor Vegeta. You guys don't know that if you watch Dragon Ball Z. He always played Vegeta. I'm waiting for the day that he finally lets him do something. But anyway, that's the next story. So you can get very secure working for someone. But like we saw in 2008 with the Wall Street crash, I hope we didn't forget about that. Exactly, 1099. Thank you, Kia. If you work for someone, because I had friends, good friends, one that was actually living with me in my house for a while, because literally, I'm not lying to you. In 2008, if y'all too young, you won't remember. We went to bed and everything was okay. Never gonna forget, I came out the shower, my hair was braided like R. Kelly, my wig was sitting on the nightstand. I'm there like getting ready to put my wig on. Today, Citibank is almost on default. I said, what? Citigroup? George Bush had to lend Citigroup $110 billion. I was like, you know what, Connie, stop being dramatic. Oh, today, Lehman Brothers, the oldest Wall Street firm, has closed. People are leaving their office right now. Lehman Brothers has been officially dissolved. I said, Lehman Brothers? What the This was happening as Connie was putting on her wig, checking her braids, because my hair is natural underneath, putting on my makeup. I'm start shaking in my boots because I had money with fucking Merrill Lynch. I had $12,000 in Merrill Lynch. That's a lot of money back then for me, okay? That's my money that I grew, that I nursed that shit. I was like, oh boy, let me wait for it. Today, Merrill Lynch has been fully dissolved by Bank of America. I was like, oh, great. What's next? AIG is about to be dissolved. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So all these people who are working for these companies, making outrageous salaries, bigger than mine, bragging about, Cristal and Louis, whatever, the drinking, I call it the club crew that get paid on Friday and they be in Soho, NoHo, and meatpacking industry. We be in Tao and, Duvet. We're just wasting money. You won't know about them places. But anyway, just wasting money like a bunch of idiots in the marquees, wasting money, Pink Elephant, wasting money, the warehouse, wasting money. When I think about how much money I just said at those clubs, warehouse, Pink Elephant, marquee, I want to vomit in my mouth because probably thousands of dollars that I don't have now. But the fact is, you cannot get and secure wealth working for someone else because that wealth is never secure. Literally, the financial industry, the housing industry, which has never defaulted in the history of America, said these nuts. These nuts. And people had no job in one day. It was one of the worst economic crashes. It had a domino effect. So much wealth left the black neighborhoods, which was kind of annoying because we didn't really cause that loss. But a lot of us took faulty mortgages we couldn't afford. You know, a lot of us took loans that had no doc loans. They didn't check your background. A lot of us didn't realize there were teaser rates. So just a lot of money, again, left the black community. So while you can get rich as working as an employee, it's far more difficult. Instead, you should start your own business and mind that business. Put all your heart and soul into that business and keep working at it even if you fail. And if you fail, even if that happens repeatedly, learn from those failures and grow. Henry Ford, the maker of Ford, learned a lot through failure but did not give up. Even though he went through bankruptcy, he was forced out of his second business, he didn't throw in the towel, he minded his own business. Every successful entrepreneur has failed. But true failure is when you stop trying. True failure is complacency and giving up. So the reason they succeeded on such a massive scale is because they never gave up and they believed in their stuff. So this is really important for African Americans because number one, we don't even get those top grossing jobs, even with a master's and a PhD. This is why I said college is not for black people. A lot of people don't want to look at the actual college debt, which is the biggest for us. So I totally agree with you being a doctor, a lawyer, but every single black doctor I meet gripes to me about not having money. So perhaps if you don't want to diss me later, stop talking about your debt when you're almost in your 40s and your 50s. So it's about being strategic. Get a scholarship if you want to be a doctor. Play a sport, do something, invent something. While you're going to medical school, write books, do something to kind of take away from that debt. So when you get out, you don't got a ball and chain because that's ridiculous. So I just want to tell you that the 25 richest billionaires are self-made. So there is no self-made employee. Hey, Miss Bunny, there's no self-made associate, okay, in terms of $1 billion. So I actually put down here on my list, okay, Bill Gates is self-made and he's worth 85.7 billion. He created something. So the secret to wealth is also creation, creating something that people have a need for, all right? It's not rocket science. Warren Buffett, hey Mahogany, how you doing? He invested into the stock market and he was smart, so he was a genius. Am I telling you to go invest in the stock market? No, but I do advise you to go see a professional financial advisor. No one should be selling you financial products. No one should be making you nothing with investments. Like I do wealth building, wealth coaching, where I talk about, okay, let's assess your skills. What can you do? What's your career? Let me see your resume. Let me see how much things you can do. That's okay, because I'm a certified wealth advisor. I took my course with Dr. Joe Vitale with The Secret. So that's nothing, but I'm not supposed to advise you on stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, Roths. That should be a financial advisor. And the good thing is most banks will give you a free financial advising session. You can walk into any bank and they're more than willing to talk to you for free because they're hoping to get your money. They're hoping that you invest. They get commissions. They make money. So when you're talking about actual financial products, that person should have a license. That person should have a Series 66, Series 65, Series 63, and the god of it all, Series 7. So Series 7 is like the golden one. So that's another thing. And also oh, thank you, Christine. Oh yeah, I get my free financial advice all the time. And I actually share it with my group. If I pay for a session, that's because it's advanced. So yeah. So no, a planner. So let me tell you the difference. every this is what I know for a fact, because we're actually studying that in one of my free groups, 12 Weeks to Financial Freedom. Every financial planner is a financial advisor, but not every financial advisor is a planner. A financial planner is specific, and they plan for a specific genre. They could do banking, investments, marriage, divorce. So a planner picks a specific subject, but they're still technically an advisor. Okay? So a planner doesn't have to be licensed. You must be licensed if you're going to talk about the stock market and investing in the stock market and crypto. Once you talk about investing into the public market, you have to be licensed, because that's how they keep things legitimate. They avoid insider trading, insider trading, and fraud. Like the crap you saw on Wall Street, those regulations. So that makes sense. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. But you got people, there's different types of wealth. Like if you go to someone for a real estate investment firm, that's not going to be licensed. You don't need a license to invest in real estate. You need a license to sell. And you need a license to sell real estate. That's it. That's it. To sell real estate. But if you have $40,000 and it's 6 of you together and you guys want to invest in a bunch of apartments to turn them into Airbnbs, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. You don't need a license to do that. Oh, that's a good idea. I might have to make a couple of phone calls. But yeah, you want to make sure that you get the information you need. A lot of free stuff is online, so you can avoid speaking to certain people. Like you can go to a financial planner if you're married. A financial planner is the best if you're blending two families or if you're getting married. When you're joining people together so they can plan. An advisor is different. An advisor will try to just tackle the main things. Your debt. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And normally it's for you, just yourself, and not any specific subject or criteria. So it's kind of the same, but a planner is more specific. They're planning specifically. That's why it's called a planner, because they're planning within the financial realm. Jeff Bezos, self-made millionaire, billionaire, and I love Jeff Bezos because his company actually didn't make a profit for over a decade. And this is why, sisters and brothers, you have to have self-love and self-confidence. Let me tell you how they took a shit on Jeff Bezos. Imagine you're Jeff Bezos and you're starting your company, and your company goes public, and you're running Amazon. A lot of people don't know Amazon was considered a junk company for over a decade because he wouldn't make up his mind on a special criteria. Even Amazon today, you can buy humans, cats, dogs, houses. You can find everything on Amazon. That type of concept was so new that no one accepted it. They're like, you gotta focus, man. You gotta pick one thing. And here go Jeff. Nah, I'm okay. I'm gonna keep it like that for now. And people say, how can you be profitable if you don't have a theme? And it was just crazy. There's nothing like Amazon. There's still nothing like it. Long story short, imagine getting up in the morning and Amazon is your damn company. And Warren Buffett, who is known as the Wizard of Omaha, was on a show called Mad Money saying he would never invest in Amazon. Remember, Warren Buffett is the god of investing. Imagine your home and hearing the god of investing after your company just turned publicly traded, shitting on Amazon. Everybody was telling him, sell your trades, get out, close Amazon. He was like, no, I'm pretty confident I'm going to be successful. That's a lot of confidence. His balls must be made out of platinum and titanium, because I would have folded if the king of investments, because how do you motivate people? So he said, he came on now, I know he's not used to this type of company, but I'm really sure. And people used to make fun of him. But what do you sell? If you watch the old clips, what do you sell? What is Amazon? What am I actually investing in? Where's my shares in? Clowning him because he took everything. He started with books, but then he was selling everything. And now he's the richest man in the world. And I like to say that his mom was a single teenage mom. His mom was 15-year-old, not married, pregnant, and the father is not around, and he's the richest man in the world. So that's a very inspirational tale for people. Mark Zuckerberg is terrifying because he was in Forbes magazine when he was 21, 22. And he started it in Harvard and moved out, and he is worth $35 billion, and I think he's only 33. So again, you're seeing people creating a need. Okay, so oh, okay, Miss Barry, email me. That sounds good. And that's right, Kia. So I am gonna put into this video something I think every black person should look at because we are massive consumers. And I like to think that we're on our phones a lot, not think that that's what we're doing. I'm not thinking that's what we're actually doing. And there's a girl that is very inspirational. I've been following her for a long time, and I actually got to see her check, like her actual check, and she makes about $115,000 a month on Amazon. And I'm absolutely obsessed with her. I've been following her meticulously. And she started selling waist trainers. It's only been under 2 years. And her first year, she was making about 40 something thousand dollars a month. And she was verified seller by Amazon. I did my homework. So just think about how many things you buy online, and we don't think about being the seller. Just think about how many things that we do. And Amazon makes it easy with drop shipping. So I really think we should consider that as part of our portfolio, because a lot of brick and mortars, especially in Manhattan, especially in my home state, are closing down. Ralph Lauren, Guess, JCPenney, Sears, all the Kmarts, Effie Schwartz. Oh, you saw her too. Yeah, she's amazing. So it's really important to see that that's a great way, and this is for men or women. And the reason why I'm so passionate about economics, because I truly believe in my heart, if we got economics straight as a collective, as a community, a lot of the situations that we encounter are going to disappear. Managing a family, managing a home, your wife being able to stay home and homeschool your children and keep them out of these crazy ass public schools. Your son being taught about generational wealth and legacy building. Being able to spend time with your family, not working 50, 60 hours a week and both y'all burnt out and all this hyper alpha angry. So, oh snap! What? Roberto Cavalli just shut down? Oh shit, son. Wow, that's what I got. Roberto. Ooh, he did. Let me go see Roberto Cavalli. Um, let me see what's on sale at the Roberto Cavalli store. Oh, oh yeah, Roberto. Oh yeah, it looks like you're. Oh wow, the struggling fashion house closes all its stores. Roberto Cavalli closed every single store. Guess who's shopping at Roberto Cavalli tonight? Thank you, Kia. Oh, snap, son. Oh, yeah, they're having a clearance. Oh, ho, ho. Sale. Wow. Ooh. Okay, let me stop being ignorant. So, the reason why financial freedom is so elusive is because we've been trying to get financial freedom from people that already are sitting at the table. And no offense, and this might sound messed up, if I'm sitting at that table, I'm not giving up my seat, nor am I going to give you the advantage so you can tilt that chair, push me out the seat, and take my place. A lot of us don't realize that, and we're actually waiting for someone to give us a seat at the table and the chair they built. They might give you an audience, they might make you serve them, clean them, because that's their table. But no matter what realm you do, quality of life also matters. Quality of life, being able to spend time with your family, go on vacations, make memories, being able to truly bond with your children, spend time with your husband, going and seeing your grandmother. Those are what builds legacies, passing on cultures and traditions. Right now that's completely eradicated because we're just drained 40, 50 hours a week in conjunction with shopping for work, going to work, eating lunch at work. A big portion of our salary actually pays for us just to get to work, and our clothing and our upkeep. So financial freedom is the driver. And every single billionaire, that all 25 riches, nobody got rich working for a company. And so many of them were told no. Okay? So, oh, Miss Bunny, when I said that a long time ago, I got dragged for it. I said I don't want to listen, that college scandal. So I've been knew that, because I'm very controversial, because I'm a big realist. I don't care about that. That's what they've been doing for years. You mad because we don't know how to connect and hold and get each other's back? We don't know how to be good to one another. That's what anybody does. You pay me, I pay you, I scratch your back, you scratch me. That's how the whole world operates. Whether you Japanese, Chinese, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lankan, Indian, I've traveled. My passport is stamped. So I know the whole world operates every other demographic except for us. So when we see that shit, we're like, Home Alone. Ah, that's normal. You mad late to the party. You really think George Bush graduated from Princeton or Yale, wherever the hell he went, as a C student? I mean, I went to college a while ago, but when I went to college, you couldn't get a C. A C wasn't passing. I think your electives, but not your core prerequisites. I don't know how it is now. But he said, I'm a C student. If I could be president, anybody can. You really think Dan Quayle passed Harvard? You really think Jared Kushner, all these people? You really think, no offense on your politics, you really think Donald Trump graduated from Wharton on his own merit? Whether you like him or not, I don't want to get political. But come on, your family influence matters. But that's the way it is for everyone. We're just salty because we don't do it for us. All we know how to do is this and that. We're destructive. But the thing is that when you start teaching people from they're young about economics, a big part of economics is networking and being conscious. Let me tell you a story. I have a friend way back in college, and she was Jewish. And, she was that really ultra-Orthodox Jewish. And, I wore my little wigs, and she did. So one day, I went with her to the wig shop. And this is a true story. She's a Jewish girl. And I was looking at the wig prices. I was like, yo, is this wig real? Oh, it's synthetic. I'm not lying to you guys. In the Jewish shop, they were selling the synthetic wigs for $100, $200 back then. So I'm looking at the real, and they don't even look nice. They look like mops. They don't even look styled. They look really, a wig is a wig, but still. It just didn't look the price. It was all grainy. It looked like animal fur. I don't know what was happening. It just didn't look textured. It needed a hot iron or something. It didn't look right. So I said to her, you can go to downtown Brooklyn, Hoyt Scammahorn. You could take the A train, get off at Hoyt, and you can buy wigs there for cheaper. She looked at me just like that. No, we only shop in Jewish-owned shop. I said, that's a synthetic wig for $100 plus. You can get a blended synthetic wig that looks real, that actually looks real, and you can go to the shop. No, we just prefer to stay here. That is what they're willing to do. So it's not just about being an entrepreneur. It's not just about, making your own money. The whole point is to network and build your brand through your community first. Then when your community respects your brand, then it can go out. But we don't have that. So a lot of it has to be not just entrepreneurship, but recognizing that we might pay more in the beginning. Like if I go to a Black-owned salon, I expect to pay more because they don't have the mass factories in Thailand and all the cheap products from China and Korea. I may pay more to go to the spa. I might go on Groupon, have to get a coupon before I get my spa, my facial. But it doesn't matter. A lot of people will not. There's so many things in the Black community that's cheaper to get. But people actually opt out because they want to shop where they want to shop. So that's a big part of entrepreneurship, is building a network, building a community. So we can do it. And like I said, it don't gotta be all 45 million of us in this country. Like, I'm not going to say it again. We know which demographic is tiny, 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 and they command a lot. If you just took 5% of African Americans, 5%, that's all you need. Or 6%. I know a lot of people hear this stuff and they turn the video off. So that, yeah, exactly. So we're not like that. Black people got a problem with Black people making money. I noticed that right away. From I was working in retail. I noticed that if you're selling something expensive, because I used to be a manager in big retail Manhattan flagships, and I noticed something weird. I can't say the brand because I'm not trying to get sued, but I used to sell, hey Tamu, I used to sell high-end makeup. I'm trying to not say the brand. And we used to do staffing. So I noticed that when my staff was less minority, they would sell more expensive makeup. At first, I thought it was a fluke, but then I noticed it was consistent. So I started to play around with the demographics, and consistently I was right. But when I looked at the people who was purchasing, even when we buy from ourselves, we want a discount. We think it's a scam. We don't believe it. But when we buy from non-black people, we'll spend triple and not ask any questions. And it happened even in retail. And it's a toxic effect because I'm not lying to you, even retail managers got in trouble for not hiring enough African Americans in Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Chanel. And all the sales managers said they don't like to buy from black people because they don't, And I was like, who's they? Even ourselves. So we have a lot of recognizing to do. I don't think it's a big deal in that sense. I just think it's coming to terms with a self-conscious bias because we do stuff to each other that we won't do to white people. We won't ask them questions. We won't ask them this. We won't do that. Even when we see we're willing to pay double and even them not giving us the same quality. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And that's a big hindrance to ourselves. So we got to be honest with ourselves. We got to take accountability. Because, for instance, I run my Laws of Enchantress program. I'm a certified Law of Attraction practitioner. I just opened up my Laws of Enchantress program May 2018. It's not even a year yet. I got engaged. Leah got engaged. Melinda got engaged. Another girl, want to keep confidential, Kenyan girl got engaged. Somebody brought my program in Africa. Another girl got engaged. I have over 50 reviews in Enchantress coaching. And it wasn't even supposed to be about marriage. It was about self-love, self-healing. Holy crap, when you actually respect yourself, you actually attract men who respect you too. So nobody wants to talk about that. But I still have people that say $200. I'm like, yeah, it's a lifetime program. You get a 200-page free ebook. You get access to 7 different pages, Enchantress Fitness, Enchantress Beauty. You get access to live meditations, all that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tamu. And even that's not enough. Thank you, Tamu. And I would say, okay, if you don't want to spend, it's okay. But I don't know these women. I don't know them in close proximity. These are grown-ass black women who are mature, past their 30s, past their 40s, getting married, finding love, and they try to find everything. One person was like, well, how are you going to sell a husband program? You don't got a husband. I was like, I don't know, but I am. I was like, I've been dealing with women for over 20 years, and obviously I took my own program. So I'm not selling you something being married for 17, 19 years that I didn't use. My group saw my transformation right in front of their eyes. Like, I couldn't lie. It started out as a 3-day feminine healing program because I did a lot of work in feminine coaching. Oh, thank you, Tamu. Thank you so much. Like, I haven't met Tamu. She bought my program, took a chance, and she's having her own Enchantress experience because something magical happens when you actually freaking love yourself. A lot of the stuff that happens to us that we don't want to take responsibility for as women, yeah, there's bad people out there, but if somebody is bad, why you allow that badness? You got to take accountability. And when you love yourself and respect yourself and you fill yourself with so much self-confidence and you have a culture of love and you rediscover yourself, a lot of magical things happen. But it takes accountability. And a lot of women don't want accountability. They want a trauma bond. They want to keep shitting on men. They want to keep shitting on black men. Yeah, I fucking said it. You don't like it? Unsubscribe. I have a white fiance, but my father is black and my brother is black. We have challenges. Yes, we do. But if you make a decision not to mess with someone, stop talking about it because I believe in the law of attraction. And the more you talk about things, the more you connect emotionally, that's what's going to keep showing up in your life. So I'm not saying you're not entitled to express your hurt and pain, but do what I did. Get help. Talk about it. Feel about it. And think about the future. You deserve your happiness. You got some women that say they're happy and they keep talking about negativity. Some women, I hear them, I think they're single. I'm like, oh, you single? No, I've been married for 10, 9, 10. Like, why? If you're happily married, fucking act like it. Talk about how you can encourage other black women to be happily married. Talk about how you attracted your husband. But most black women can't do that because, unfortunately, statistics don't lie. A lot of African American women are not in the type of marriage I would want. I'm very traditional. I was raised conservative. I believe in gender roles. I did my research. I know the most successful pairing in America is a traditional gender role. So if you don't believe in that, that's not for me, then whatever. So when I was dating, it was very hard, especially in super liberal, super hey, how you doing? Especially in New York, okay? And I worked in retail, in cosmetics and fragrances and fashion. Most of the men were very trying not to get this video banned, but most of the men were very sparkly, very groomed. You know, most of the men were they were prettier than me. So I worked in the industry in a town, in a city, that it really wasn't good if you're looking for a traditional type of lifestyle. And plus with my parents and my upbringing, it was just a disaster. So the Laws of Enchantress program really reinstilled my self-confidence. And the way I did it, I was going to feminine courses. I was investing my own money, going to feminine courses, feminine coaches. I was going to relationship experts, match experts, and I would actually come home with my recordings and actually sit down and make my own course, but actually attribute, this is who I listened to, this is who I went, you can go to them too. And they were super expensive. But I said a lot of black women can't afford to go to a professional matchmaker for $200, $300 an hour. A lot of black women can't afford to go to cheap Deepak Chopra, his 3 4-day course, $700. But I said, there's a reason why people are paying for them, especially a lot of non-minority women were investing in themselves. So this is the funny thing is that we like to glorify Becky. Yes, we do. Oh, Becky this and Becky that. But Becky's not telling you she's going to Deepak Chopra. Becky loves self-help. Becky, no one likes self-help and therapy more than Becky. Becky cat go to therapy, her hamster go to therapy, her plants go to therapy, her pum-pum go to therapy, her hair, she doing womb healing. I know you see all these sites, all this feminine craze. She's doing everything, and rightfully so, because the more you invest in yourself, the more you can withdraw. It's the spiritual balance. But a lot of black women don't know. Black women don't even feel empowered to spoil themselves, to go to Equinox, go to luxury gyms. I teach them, do what makes you feel good. We always talk about what we don't have. Get a second job. Do some of these side hustles. Do what you gotta do. You think I'm joking? They got pum-pum. I went to 2 pum-pum therapies, and I was the only black girl. Womb healing. They got Afrocentric in New York. They have Afrocentric healings, and it's white who are doing it. They're doing everything, and we're not empowering our people to do it, but yet we want to compare. Yeah, they have pum-pum healing and cleansing, and now they even have pum-pum plastic surgery where you can redo the pum-pum and make it look like a little pizza slice again. They talk about pum-pum rejuvenation where they flush it out. They got pum-pum steaming. When I did all of these things in Manhattan, there was not one black woman, because we're not taught about self-care, and you can only attract at the level of which you are. And that's why the Laws of Enchantress program was so successful by default, because I sincerely was teaching a 3-day program. That's how it started, about self-love, self-healing, and the black feminine sacred, and empowering black women, especially my ebony rich sisters. You are the upgrade. You are the shit. And something magical happened when women actually start focusing on themselves. It was actually scary. So I teach that, like, nobody is a unicorn. Everybody's putting in work. It's just that some people don't talk about that work. And then I was shocked when I was doing the Laws of Enchantress program to get that information. And I always attribute, I'm very black and white. This is where I got the information from. I'm always saying ABC. But I put it together in a structured course, so you can have course 1, course 2, course 3, in conjunction with videos, modules, and pages to support. But anyway, what no one tells you is the lies that you get as a woman. Because when I started looking at matchmaking, I was like, is matchmaking real? I had no idea that affluent men, over 92% of affluent men in Manhattan, are the ones utilizing these outlandish matchmaking services. 92%. And we're not talking about, anything sleazy. These are men that want traditional women. I was like, oh snap. They want women that can support and nurture, bring ambiance. They want women that take pride in the house and home. They want women that know how to manage money, invest their money, plan their vacations, plan stuff, take care of the children. I was shocked at what some of the most creme de la creme of men wanted. And I put all of that into my program. But what I noticed, there was not one sister there. Not one. I remember I went to one in person in Manhattan off of Times Square, and I was in the room. It was, like matchmaking session, coaching session. They do evaluation, they ask questions. So it was fun. Even though I had a boyfriend, it was fun to learn. But the craziest thing, I saw several moms with their daughters, literally at 18, 19. They're already teaching their daughters how to look for a husband, how to date for a husband, how to be a good wife. But it's very conservative. They're not on YouTube talking about it. But if you put up how much money the matchmaking industry makes in the United States, it's billions of dollars. And the scary thing is we don't have access to it. If you look at feminine workshops, feminine healing, law of attraction workshops, Abraham Hicks, Dr. Wayne Dyer. I went to these things, Hay House. My graduation picture when I went to my Abraham Hicks, you can't even see me. You see a brown face mad far. We're not there. But these things are what a lot of women are doing, and it helps them tremendously. So it's not magic. Like, I know a lot of sisters feel bad about weight and this and that. Spend some time in New York. Females are getting liposuction during their lunch break. Oh, I'm not talking about that. You got to take care of yourself. Females are going to nutritionists. They get pregnant, they get a nutritionist. They get pregnant, they get mommy makeovers. A lot of us are being, feeling bad, but they're doing a lot of stuff. They get a Nutrisystem. I worked with them. I saw somebody at work get Jenny Craig for 6 months straight because she had a baby, and her husband made sure she got Jenny Craig, Jenny Craig, Jenny Craig. And she was only working part-time because the baby was there. And then she disappeared. But whenever you see good, it's not magic. It's not Lucky Charms. It's not magically delicious appearing. Everybody puts in work. It's just that we are not as good as keeping our mouths shut. And we're not as good as doing what we're supposed to do. Meaning that a lot of Black women don't feel entitled to self-care. Whether it's nutrition, whether it's mental health, whether it's cosmetic surgery. Listen, if you got babies and your breasts look like, look like yo-yos, look like slinkies, and you want to get them picked up, I support that. Anything you want to do to support yourself to look better, I support you 100% because I've seen what other women do around me. I got no problem with plastic surgery. As long as you don't look like LaToya Jackson or RuPaul or Michael Jackson, that's good. But a lot of sisters don't, like if you had 7 kids and your tummy looks like Jabba the Hutt, you look like you holding Princess Leia prisoner, and you want to get a fucking tummy tuck, I'll be the first one to say, go ahead, sister. And if I live in the proximity, I'll nurse you. Because we deserve the same self-care or the same plus and privileges. There's no pressure. Okay? No, if your breasts look like a slinky, up and down the stairs they go, it's okay. Because everybody, we way behind. Black women are still arguing about natural hair versus weave. And, we're still arguing about that. And literally you got one of the most expensive weave makers is an Australian Caucasian woman. It's called Freedom Couture. I have a news flash for you because I used to work in cosmetics. And when I was hustling in college, I used to do makeup shows at the Javits Center. I got a news flash for you, Black women. You're not wearing the most weaves. You can't even, no offense, a lot of us, including myself, cannot afford the $5,000, $4,000, $3,000 wigs. All them them cheap-ass lace fronts. That's what we're imitating. We're imitating them $1,000 wigs. So when you see Kim Kardashian with blonde hair one week and blonde hair next week and black hair, when you see Britney Spears and a lot of these movie stars are wearing wigs and weaves. And they don't care. They do whatever they feel to look better. Lips done, ass done, tanning done, all types of stuff. Fake waist, hips. I have a friend that is, well, I hope she never watched my YouTube. I have a friend that is she's not black. I'll say that. But she's not white either. She's from East Asia, just in case she come on here one day. And she got everything done. I mean, top to bottom. And now she's modeling, making her money. I got nothing to say. She look good. She feel good. The only thing I don't like, she put this Michael Jackson clef in her chin. That shit just threw me off. I'm like, why you put a clef? You're not. What is that? Take that shit out. Like, I don't know. Everything looks good, but she put that little Thriller clef. I don't like it. Like, I don't think women should have a clef in their chin. Like, that guy just wants some extra money. Tell him to take that out your face. Anything else is fine. Because you have a right to look and feel your best. Get that personal trainer. Hire that nutritionist. Order that Jenny Craig. Get that Weight Watchers. Get your acupuncture for weight loss. Go to that therapy. Open that business. Get that MAC makeup. Go to your facials. Go on Groupon. Get your facials. Groupon, Groupon, Groupon. I love Groupon. I'm a Groupon junkie. There's so many things on Groupon. Fitness, health, wellness, microdermabrasions. Take care of yourself. And not even that. Wellness and self-care is also vacations. Stop doing staycations. All the girls in my group, I'm so proud of them. Somebody's in Egypt right now. We got one girl in Paris right now. We got another girl, Egypt, Paris. Another girl's in Jamaica with her family right now. This is a form of self-love, exposing yourself around the world. So that's what, you know what I'm saying? Self-love, self-love. And they're going to Jamaica, they're traveling, sandals, beaches, resorts, and that's exposure. It's healthy to treat yourself well. And when you treat yourself well, you get kind of really particular with who you let in your life. And also, it's an advertisement to the world that this is how you got to treat me. Men are very observant. They are. Remember, they're the hunter, they're the testosterone. If a man sees you carrying yourself classy, take care of yourself, yeah, you got a few of the dusty ones, let me get your number. That's never going to go away. But when most men see you behaving well, when most men see you treating yourself well, either they're going to leave you alone and not mess with you, or the one or two that think they can mess with you and sustain you, going to engage you. And it's a numbers game. Travel, enjoy yourself. See the world, fulfill yourself with life and happiness. Stop trauma bonding, stop being negative, and enjoy yourself. And you're gonna see your life transform like Optimus Prime. And stay away from the negativity. Like I said, your words have power. One thing about Nippy, okay? When I say your words got power, I don't know if he jinxed himself, but the night before he passed away, Nippy said on Twitter, something about enemies. See, let me see Nippy Hussle Twitter. I'm reading his Twitter. So he said something about, I'm trying to look at his last Twitter. So he said it's good to have strong enemies. It's good to have strong enemies. No, Nippy, rest in peace, brother. It's not good to have strong enemies, because why would you want a strong enemy? A strong enemy is a adversary. But you got to be careful with the words that consistently come out your mouth. I'm not saying you got to walk around like Jesus Christ and be fake. But you got to be careful what you continually say out of your mouth, because this is your power. And we as Black people, our mouth is powerful. We can rap, we can sing, we can talk, we can speech, we can motivate. So you got to be careful what you consistently put out there. You want wealth, you want happiness, you want to build an empire, you want marriage. I don't care what it is. Talk about it and be about it. And just know the power of words is real. I don't think it was good the night before he died. He went on Twitter and said, it's good to have powerful enemies. And the very next day, God forbid, he's not with us. So be really careful of the truths you embrace, because you can pull these negative things to your life. So thank you for listening. Join the Laws of Enchantress program, the Laws of Enchantress page. And I do have my other membership page, Hatshepsut Life. I'll try to put stuff in the links. You know I'm lazy after I load the videos. I don't be doing nothing. But I promise I'll put it in the link. Please share this video. And please like and subscribe. I hope the information was useful, and And I'll put more information in the links about what you can do to build wealth. Hope I see y'all a little bit richer in 2020. Bye, guys. Thank you.